Welcome everyone to Living with the Times. Today is Tu B'Shvat. And according to tradition, so in the tractate of Rosh Hashanah, there are 4 New Years. There's a New Year of the months, that is Rosh Chodesh Nisan. There's a New Year of trees, that is Tu B'Shvat. New Year of years, that is Rosh Hashanah. And there's actually a New Year of tithing cattle. That is the first of Elul. So Tu B'Shvat is one of the New Years, and in this case of the trees. On a technical level, that means the New Year to know which kind of tithe to give the fruit according to when it buds and blossoms and begins to create fruit. But according to tradition, what is happening on Tu B'Shvat is the sap is beginning to run in the tree again, meaning new life. In many places in the world, trees lose their leaves. Fruit trees all lose their leaves. And in the winter, they actually look almost dead. And what happens on Tu B'Shvat is the sap begins to run in the tree. And in another month or two, we will see the buds begin to burst, the blossoms, the leaves, and the fruit will come. But on Tu B'Shvat, we actually don't see anything. It's just a tradition that the sap begins to run in the trees. So this is very significant because the holiday of Tu B'Shvat will always come out in the week of reading the Torah portion of Beshalach. And in Beshalach, we leave Egypt. We began in the previous Parsha Bo, but here we come to the Reed Sea, and the Egyptians are following us, and it looked really bad. And then a miracle happens and the sea splits, the people go through, and then the walls of the sea crash down on the chasing Egyptians. And then all of Israel sings a song. And so this parsha is we're getting out of Egypt once and for all. And this is called redemption. So we have a beautiful connection between Tu B'Shvat and Pesach. Tu B'Shvat is on a full moon, the full moon of the month of Shvat. In a month time, usually, this year there's a leap year, so there'll be 2 months of Adar, but in a regular year, exactly a month later is Purim and Shushan Purim. And then we have the redemption from Persia. And then a month later, and that's also a full moon, and then a month later on the 15th of Nisan, another full moon is Pesach. So we have 3 holidays in a row that are full moons. But the sap begins to flow on Tu B'Shvat, meaning the redemptive energy that will culminate in the holiday of Pesach actually begins on Tu B'Shvat. And so that's the connection, that Tu B'Shvat will always come in the Torah portion of Beshalach when we leave Egypt, because the rising of the sap represents this redemptive energy. And so it's so important for us, for living with the times, is to connect to this new energy that is beginning to flow. In the Parsha of Bo, we're told that Pesach has to come out in the spring, because in the spring we left Egypt. In other words, the energy of Pesach is so identified with spring, new life, new energy, freedom, redemption. And all of this is beginning on Tu B'Shvat. And yet we don't see the sap flowing in the tree. The one hint that we have here in the land of Israel is the almond tree. The almond tree, Shkedia, usually begins to blossom before Tu B'Shvat. It's the only tree. All the other trees still look totally dormant. But the almond tree will begin to put out its blossoms, which means that the sap is running in the tree. Now, there's another thing that connects Tu B'Shvat and Purim and Pesach, and that is wine. We'll work backwards. We know that on Pesach, we drink 4 cups of wine. On Purim, we drink a lot of wine. And on Tu B'Shvat, many people make a Tu B'Shvat Seder, which is based around drinking 4 cups of wine. So Tu B'Shvat, Purim, and Pesach, all full moons and all connected through drinking wine. Now, wine has the gematria of 70. And that's the same gematria as the word sod, which means secret, the mystical teachings. And that's why we have this saying in the Gemara, Nichnas Yayin, Yotze Sod. When wine goes in, the secret comes out. And so we'll call it on a low level, sometimes when people drink too much, they start, call it blabbering at the mouth and start saying things that they ordinarily wouldn't say, including many secrets. But on a deeper level, what it's saying is that with a elevation of consciousness through drinking a little wine, then the secrets of the Torah begin to flow. So there's a beautiful connection with the Parsha. As I said, this Parsha always will come out, B'Shalach, in conjunction with Tu B'Shvat. And in the Parsha, there's 2 incidences with trees. One is after they crossed the Reed Sea and they're saved, they went 3 days without water, and they finally came to water, but they couldn't drink it because it was bitter. And God said to Moshe, throw a tree. It's interesting, it doesn't say a branch of a tree, it says throw a tree into the water and sweeten the waters, and then they'll be able to drink it. And so we're told symbolically, this represents the tree of life. That one of the most bitter things in the world is not to have a sense of purpose, not to have a mission in life, a reason to get up in the morning. And that's what Torah gives us. Torah sweetens reality because it gives us purpose and mission. And then there's a second incident, and that's where when they leave the place of bitter waters, they come to a place called Elim. And there are 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees, date palm trees. So Rashi tells us the 12 springs of water represent the 12 tribes, and the 70 date palms represent the elders, the 70 elders. Eventually, the High Court of Israel, the Sanhedrin, was made up of 70 elders. But 70, as we said already, is also the numerical value of Sod, of the mystical tradition, the secrets of the Torah. And so these 2 trees are very connected. In general, the Torah sweetens reality. And even in a greater way, it's the inner dimension to the Torah that is the inner sweetness of the Torah. And so this Tu B'Shvat, may we be blessed with, when we're eating the sweet fruits of Eretz Yisrael, may we be reminded of how sweet the Torah is and how sweet the inner dimensions, the secrets of the Torah are. May we all merit to the secrets of the Torah.